Be'ezat Hashem, we're back at the Knesset Ma'or Yitzchak, 8:45 every day. Hopefully, b'siyata d'shmaya, we are learning the Halachot Shabbat in English. We are holding right now by Siman Reish Mem Chet about traveling on boat on Shabbat. So we have outlined today is the second of the month of Kislev, which is Tuesday, the third day of the week of Parashat Shabbat Vayetzeh. So we outlined the different scenarios, different opinions, why it will be prohibited, what's the reason that it has to be before 3 days, what will be allowed before, why it's allowed for three days before, and we discussed different scenarios that Mishnah Berurah gave us introduction into this halachot. Zohar, are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at Siv Katan Aleph in Mishnah Berurah. So we said like this: the Maran said it's allowed. Maran means Shulchan Aruch. I'm just briefly looking at Shulchan Aruch and see if Aleph over there. So he's saying, Mutar le'afrik b'sfina, afilo be'erev Shabbat. You're allowed to travel on a boat even before Shabbat. And we over there said that Maran says it has to be for Dvar Mitzvah. It has to be the purpose is the sole purpose that you're doing this is to fulfill the mitzvah. Not like somebody suggested last week. Let's say a philanthropist, he wants to go to Eretz Israel with a boat.
I'm sorry, what page are we on?
Where Yud Bet.
Yud Bet.
Yeah, the Hebrew page Yud Bet. Okay.
Yud Bet and
Siv Katan Aleph.
Siv Katan.
Somebody suggested, what about a philanthropist who wants to donate $100,000 or $1 million to the yeshiva? Will he be allowed to go on Erev Shabbat on the boat? We said no. If the whole sole purpose is going to donate that $1 million and he does other things in the way, that's okay. But if he has other things that he wants to accomplish, and by the way, he does the $1 million, and now let's consider that as a Erev Shabbat to travel on the boat, will be prohibited because that's not the reason why he's traveling. Okay, but let's see. It says Mishnah Berurah, Afilu be'erev Shabbat, you're allowed to.
This is if he's going to travel the entire. He's going to be on the boat the whole Shabbat.
Yeah. He goes on Erev Shabbat. We already get the conditions that the Maran told us he has to tell the captain to stop over, and the captain agrees. Even if the captain doesn't follow his agreement, it's okay not to not to go crazy, not to do tshuva. There's no avera. Says Mishnah Berurah, even Erev Shabbat. Why? Hayno af bevadai lo yikayem oneg Shabbat. He says since he is going for Dvar Mitzvah, for Hashem's Mitzvah, even though he's not going to have proper ta'anug, he's not going to enjoy Shabbat at all. As we see later on, Seif Bet, Maran Shulchan Aruch says it. Even with that condition, even the soul is still going to be allowed to travel. Kivan because it's for the purpose of a mitzvah. And we know according to the Torah throughout the entirety of the Torah, the Kaimalan the oseg b'mitzvah patur min mitzvah. Anyone who is busy fulfilling a mitzvah, he is exempt from fulfilling another mitzvah. And the mitzvah Shabbat, only Shabbat is a mitzvah. But since he's going to do something that is a mitzvah that cannot be pushed off, right? Cannot be done by the other people. He has to do it. He has to go raise the funds for the yeshiva. He has to go. They need him for it. So in that case, he's pratur from enjoying Shabbat because he's fulfilling our mitzvah. ולמבעיה אם הספינה הולכת במקום שהמים עמוקים יותר מ10 טפחים, מותר ואין לחוש לציית חוץ לתחום. He says, and for sure there is not a problem here if the boat is traveling to areas where it's much deeper than 10 tefachim. The earth is very much deeper. Then there is not a problem at all that he's traveling out of Techum, out of the 2,000 amud that's allowed. Traveling on Shabbat. The Kaim Alan, because it's accepted to us, and Techumin limala me'asrat tefachim. There is no problem of passing the Techum if you are traveling above ground 10 tefachim. If it's there is like a pit under it, right?
You're saying the water doesn't go 10 tefachim?
No, like this.
Ground?
No. He says that we don't have a problem with you traveling. Even you could travel 10,000 amot. For instance, there is a bridge in China, a mile long.
I heard of it.
A mile long. On Shabbat, would that be a problem traveling in it?
There won't be a problem?
No, because you have halalut, you have air under the bridge, and it's for sure more than 10 tefachim.
Okay, but
So says that hole, it's not called you traveling. That's not you breaking Shabbat Tchum.
you're breaking?
You're not.
No.
Because under it you have air. You have all that air empty. So it's a pit. It's like a pit. Again, walking on the ground, solid ground, 2,000 amot max. 4,000 feet.
2 kilo.
Yeah. 4,000 feet. That's max you're allowed to travel on Shabbat outside of the city. Here's this bridge, the China bridge that we're talking about, a mile long. Is it a mile long or more? Something
It has to be, because if you tell me the China, go to Key West, it's the 7 mile bridge. I take it all the time. It's 7 miles.
so there's like, was it 100 miles? Is it possible?
Maybe it's the longest I heard. I heard the longest.
So we're talking about 100 miles. Okay.
I don't know 100 miles, but it's very long.
Right. That's how they prove the Earth is a surface, flat surface. That because of that bridge.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that bridge is a proof that the surface is flat.
Okay, didn't know.
Because every 8 miles there has to be coverage. The Earth has to twist a little bit, turn. Every 8 miles has to be roundish.
Okay.
So it's impossible that this to have such a bridge 100 miles long.
And it doesn't
Why
curve.
can
You're
the
saying it's
bridge-
only
why can the
straight.
bridge be-
Yeah.
The bridge is
So you're saying the world is flat?
Yeah, for sure it's flat.
It's not circle?
No, it could be that the world over general Earth could be circle.
Okay, but
Because the Torah
earth
has two
itself,
opinions.
It's flat, so everything's flat.
The Torah has two opinions. Sometimes the Torah alludes that it's circle. Sometimes the Torah says it's flat. So which one is it? So I gave an explanation to that. I have the best explanation. It's both.
Okay, so on the land we're living, it's flat, and
Yeah.
if you look from the outside world, it's a circle.
There's many other worlds. There are, again, like the Zohar says that we're the fourth such world. We're the fourth. We're in the realm of 4. There's about 12 different worlds. There's 12 different time zones in the whole Zag. So our Earth, our Kippah, we are the fourth in the schedule. You understand?
So you tell me there's other worlds that things exist?
Yeah, of course. And each one, the Earth could be a gigantic round thing, stationary, doesn't move. We are for sure not moving. Unlike those crazy guys who believe that 66,000 miles per hour, it's shaking, it's moving, it's all fake. That's an improbability. It's already all debunked. All this is fake. This is a 100% fake. What is true is that we're standing and everything rolls around us. The Gemara says it many places. The only question is, how do you justify? In one place, the Torah tells us it's round. Another place, it tells us it's earth, the plane. So again, here's the bridge. This bridge is 1,000% proof that we are on the plane, wherever we live, and we are closed in. We're in closed system. So it could be that there are billions.
So we're flat, and then you have a circle.
No, not a circle. We are flat, and we have a cover.
Cover.
But it could be that the Earth is round, overall, and there could be billion planets like us, billion not planets, Earths like us, sections. Each one has its own kippah. Each one has its own kippah, and then there are stars all around. It's all water outside. It's all water. Not like the Goyim telling you, no, there's empty space. It's all fake. That is 100% fake, without a doubt. All this men on the moon, men in the space, it's all fake. They already proved that it's all taking videos under the ocean, and there's bubbles, and the whole thing is all beautiful. Billions of dollars fake. Unjustifiable. It's
They
all
don't go
fake.
to the moon?
There's no moon. There's not moon that we understand.
That we understand.
Yeah.
They understand the moon when they send
They think that the moon is physical. We know that it's not physical. There's a whole zach of that. It's all baloney. It's beautiful baloney. And that's what the Gemara, I believe, says, that they will lie to us at the end of the days, that the governments will go against Hashem. What does that mean? If you think about it, when the Gemara made such a statement, the Malchut, the kingdom will go against God. What are you talking about? The Gemara says, look, every kingdom was going against God. The whole world was against God. All the kingdoms. Just Abraham Avinu was one on himself. So what's the news? The news flash is today we have ability to the world. If you really show the world what I'm saying, there will be no person in the world who's not going to believe in God. But in order for it to continue not to believe in Hashem, They have to make up all the stories. They have space over there, and there's a Elon Musk sends rockets over there, right? Now it's Elon Musk. Used to be a government. Now we already believe that there's a person, individual himself, sending rockets over there. Come on. This is all baloney. A whole bunch of crooks. Anyway, but you're going to say, Rabbi Sofer, are you selling stamps? I sell stamps, on eBay. So I sell a stamp, Men on the Moon. I didn't sell one yet, but it's for sale there.
Rabbi, but people already went, regular people. They took videos when they were in space.
Yeah, of course. Habibi, those regular people happen to be that each one is a billionaire. Why is that? You know what a billionaire wants? You know what billionaire likes? I just want to tell you something. Zohar, you're much richer than name me any billionaire, you're much richer than him. Do you know why?
100%. First of all, I'm a prince of God.
No, that's not why. It says that a person who has $1 wants two. Let's say you're a millionaire. Let's say you have $100 million. So what's your desire? So hopefully soon, Mr. Hashem Zohar, your desire is to have another 100. So your desire is to have another 100. A billionaire, he has $1 billion. His desire is to have $2 billion. So who's richer? The one who has 100 million. His desire is less. He has a lesser desire because he's much richer.
So that's about a headache, you say, to try to achieve this
That's
goal.
right.
Okay, makes more
So
sense.
these billionaires, they're all billionaires flew there. What do you think they're accomplishing? They're accomplishing. I tell you what they're accomplishing.
But they still go.
I tell you what they're accomplishing. A nice payout check to shut your mouth.
Yeah, but they still go.
Again, do you understand the government spending trillions of dollars on this?
I know, for stupidity.
Nonsense. Nonsense.
There's nothing there.
So they'll pay these guys. What do you think with Elon Musk? In a second, he could say the truth. They keep his mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut, mister. All of a sudden, he became a... Who heard of Elon Musk 20 years ago? All of a sudden, this guy opens up. He's rockets. He could say the truth. Right now, he could publish. Right now, he has, what's his name? The Twitter. How come he didn't go bankrupt? He bought Twitter. All of a sudden, it's fine. In 3 seconds, he could release the whole truth. Show the whole world that there is actually, we cannot go around this place. It's all fake. He could go in a second, hold the truth. The government says, keep your mouth shut. Here's your money. Here's your money. Here's your billions. Here's your billions. It's all fake. All of a sudden, it's rich. I want to see Zohar. I wanted to see you fly to the moon. Let me know what happens. How far you get. Okay. Anyway, so the rule is. How did we start about this? This is how I get carried away because it hurts me. The brainwashing.
No, we talked about the
brainwashing. The brainwashing that's happening in this world constantly. But okay. Anyway, so we see that there is such a bridge that goes long, and the Torah tells us if you same thing that this bridge is the same thing as a boat. If the boat is traveling on the surface of water and underneath it, the earth, which is the Ikar of Chilul Shabbat, the main thing about Chilul Shabbat is traveling 2,000 amot on plain surface of earth. So anything below that would be fine. There's no problem. So if you build a bridge like 100 miles in China, bridge is obviously going over something, over empty space. So that space of more than 10 tvachim makes it allowed to travel that much on Shabbat.
So you're saying right now you have a car, that's the reason we can't drive our cars on the road because we don't have the ground, it's where our cars are on the...
What are you talking about? Why would you travel on the car on Shabbat?
Not a car, something that doesn't have electricity, like a boat.
Yeah.
Somebody's driving in a car.
No, so again, let's say bikes. Bikes is a takana because we're afraid you're going to fix it.
You're in a car
Scooter
right
is a problem.
Same story as a boat. I'm not driving the car. Somebody's driving the car for me. The same thing as a
that's
boat.
asur. That would be asur. The question is, ask me a better question.
You're on the ground.
Ask me a better question. What about a train on Shabbat? Train for sure is on the ground.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll get there. Maybe. But
the car, what's the difference with the boat?
For example,
the boat. I told you it's because. No, 1 second, Zohar. One question at a time. Zohar. One question at a time. Moshe is saying that again, the boat is because there's space between the boat and the surface of the ocean, there is more than 10 tefachim till
the ground.
right.
On the water.
But you can't compare it to a car and a boat.
That's what I mean, because the car's on the ground already, there's a problem. Automatically.
Again, but why?
But imagine you had a distance, if the car's driving on a bridge and there's a distance.
That's what that's
so
what I'm saying.
the car could technically, if I'm not
But
driving,
I'm giving you a better scenario. Why you have to go to somebody else driving you, where you're not in charge? I'm telling you, on that Chinese bridge, you could walk on Shabbat yourself.
Walk?
Yes.
Or drive?
Walk.
Okay.
You could walk 100 miles on Shabbat. Can you understand what we're talking about?
Out of your...
According to Halacha, you're not allowed to walk on a regular surface, plain surface, more than 4,000 feet.
2,000 amot, no?
2,000 amot could be 3,000 feet to 4,000. Let's say it's 2 amot per 2 feet per amah. So let's say it's 4,000 feet. According to Halacha, here's Mishnah Berurah pointing out, since there is space between where you're traveling on, right, the surface of the ocean, and the earth ground is more than 10 tefachim, therefore it's allowed. So I'm just deducing out of this, on this Chinese bridge, you're allowed to walk on Shabbat. And you're not worried about Tchum Shabbat.
And what's the reason? Because of that open space?
Open space, yeah, it's not earth. It's a concoction. The people made up a bridge. That's it.
Okay.
It's not earth. Isur is walking on the ground. What do you want to say, Zohar? I'm sorry.
Forgot to...
Already forgot? Oh, I'm sorry, I should have let you. אלא אפילו יש למקומות שהמים מועטים פחות מ10 טפחים, גם כן מותר לצאת בערב שבת בספינה. He says, let's say, even while you're in the ocean, right? Is the ocean always deep? No. If it was always deep, there would not be ever problems, boats getting stuck on rocks. Right? So even though he says sometimes you will have elevation of earth, and the boat could be even traveling on the surface where it's less than 10 tefachim high, but since it's not all of it like this, then it's still allowed. Still allowed. Ish Mazliach number 3. והיינו דווקא במקום מקום שיש סכנה, אם לא ימשיך עמהם. No, it's talking about obviously where there is danger. Says, what, they're going to leave you on a raft outside? Well, for sure it's dangerous. What's the question? כיוון שהוא לדבר מצווה, since, so what's the allowance here? That there's no problem with Tchum Shabbat, there's no problem because it's deep. But why you all travel Erev Shabbat? Since, and we said you're doing a mitzvah, we will forsake your enjoyment of Shabbat. That's it. Siv Katan Bet, Uposek imo, you've made a deal, as long as Maran says, tells us, you must go and make a condition with the captain that he's not going to travel on Shabbat. Today you don't have to lechoira, because, what's his name? Mostly, I think we already touched this in the introduction, that if the boat is run by Goyim and all the passengers are the Goyim, there you don't even have to talk to anybody. Right? So it sounds like what? What about if the captain is a Jew or he has workers that are Jewish? And maybe that's the condition. Let's see, Maran.
What if you're on a cruise and most of the passengers are Jews?
We have that, Kosherika. Good question. Let's see.
Most of the passengers are Jews.
Good. So I would assume.
Costa Rica brings a few hundred people on every boat. It's not maybe 500.
Costa Rica, it's not 100% kosher boat?
No.
Well, they have
They
like
just
a...
take one dining room. I've been in Costa Rica. They take one dining room, one kitchen, and that's it. The rest of the crews are going.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do they stop on Shabbat?
Sometimes those boats stop on Shabbat, yeah.
When you were there, did it stop?
I think so. I don't remember exactly.
So if you're saying that, if you don't remember, that means it stopped. That means if let's say here's a beautiful scenario. There's a Jew that goes to this cruise line and says...
The Jews don't get off. But I'm talking about what...
No. That's not what we're talking about getting off. I'm not talking about by an island. I'm talking about it stops in the ocean. In the middle of the ocean. That's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about if he's going to go on the island before Shabbat. That's not what we're talking about here at all. We're talking about you go to the captain and you say, listen, we're in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean. We're traveling to Israel from New York City, which is a 30-day trip on a boat. And you tell the guy, listen, we're in the ocean. You stop in the ocean. So he tells you, of course I'm going to stop in the ocean. Shall come Shabbat, Is of course. He's traveling. He forgot he spoke to you, Bakla.
You're good. You're patur.
You're fine. You're patur. That's what the Berurah is talking about. But I am
Yeah,
serious.
but today people go on boats, and it goes on Shabbat, and they don't ask the captain, and they still go.
How do you know? You don't ask.
Rabbi,
One second, he's talking about himself. He's going on a cruise, he told me. So he's like, I didn't ask the captain.
I'm not going on Shabbat. I go from Monday to Friday morning.
Oh,
early
the
in the morning.
best. What happens if they don't come? They're going back on Friday afternoon. What are you going to do? You told me you don't do such a dangerous trips. That's a dangerous trip to come back on
I
Friday.
leave Monday morning.
Yeah, but you're coming back on Friday.
Friday at 6:30 in the morning a.m.
I hope so.
What do you mean? That's how the boat works.
I hope so.
Unless
Let's
I
just
jump
make a
off
deal.
the boat and I
Let's
swim
make a
back to
deal.
shore.
Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
If they change if they push it off by 3 hours, and you're still on a different island, stay there.
How am I going to get back if the boat leaves?
Baby, that's not the deal. You tell them, listen, you complain. Shabbat, I don't know. I don't trust you now. If they're still projecting that they're not going to land, I'm talking about it's still another island.
On the Friday morning?
Thursday evening, if they're still on the other island,
Okay.
and they tell you now the schedule changed, we're pushing it off by 3 hours. Now it sounds like 9:30. It's fine. Once they start pushing off, you never know. There's things. You tell them, Habibi, I
Can
want
I
to
stay
stay
on
on
the boat
Thursday.
and not move from the boat?
On Shabbat? No, for sure not. They're gonna want you to stay there. They're gonna throw you out.
No.
They're gonna evict you on
No, you can stay on the boat.
what, the whole Shabbat?
Yeah. No, you're talking about once it's land. It doesn't land. It was
Let's say
still on the way.
let's say Shabbat is at candle lighting 5:20, 5:30, let's say, and the boat comes in at 6:00. What, the person could stay there the whole Shabbat?
Then I have a problem.
Well, that's right. That's what
A
I'm
big
talking
problem.
about. That's what I'm
Because
talking about.
I still gotta get back home.
That's
So I
what
got
I'm
a
talking about.
Bigger problem.
That's what I'm talking about. Once they start delaying, you never know with these guys. They'll tell you one thing, the other thing. I'm just saying, if you're going to be there, if you're in another country, you're on land, what are you going to say? My money, Habibi, you can't never trust me. You never trust me. You know how many times? Listen.
Usually it doesn't happen. When they tell you 6:30, it's 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
You have situations.
Yeah.
Like flights also get delayed and stuff. And don't get me wrong, been there, done it, lived it.
Flights. Okay. Flights is listen. Okay, whatever. Speak to your local rabbi.
Cruises, I think cruises are much more
Secured?
meaning. I mean, I've been on cruises maybe I don't know 4 or 5 times.
And
Almost everything is always on time, like to the minute.
yeah, they were like a walk like on the clock. Okay, good. Speak to your local rabbi. You didn't ask me. I didn't say anything.
For the mean.
I'm not saying anything. You have a rabbi. You call your brother. There's a Talmid Chacham, big rabbi.
Lord, what do we do, man? Rabbi Sofer is not giving me. He's just pushing off. He's throwing me off the bridge.
Moshe, say thank you. You're not coming to the mincha, the afternoon learning with him.
I
drove them crazy yesterday.
Really?
Are you kidding me? Halachot mincha, forget about it. I throw them this and that and that. Even worse.
Well, you call him on the phone?
No, we have a class in Rabbi Sharabani after mincha Arvit. We have a class for a half hour till 6:30.
You mean at 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
It's not even half hour; it's 20 minutes.
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever we catch over there. And I drive those. Yesterday we drove them crazy completely. This kivun, that line, that line. This is nothing. What are we doing here? This is simple stuff still. Uposek imo.
Moshe, there's halachot b'maaseh.
Yeah.
You really get into it.
Now let's see.
I hear what you're saying.
So we said that Mishnah Berurah tells us, discusses this. What are you agreeing with the captain? Kataba Magen Abraham. Listen to this. You guys ready? Shabbat says Magen Abraham, Asur le'avlig afilu l'dvar mitzvah. Magen Abraham says, but on Shabbat itself, you're prohibited to travel on a boat, even for a mitzvah. Deha lo yuchal lifsok imo shishbot velo yilech. Because you can't tell him to stop on Shabbat, the goy. He's not going to listen to you. V'yesh shebitzadin de'afilu b'Shabbat shari ledvar mitzvah. So you see over here, this is Magen Abraham, and not talking about small rabbi. This is Magen Abraham, the pillar of Am Yisrael. He's telling you, it's completely prohibited. He's of the opinion that to travel on Shabbat, even when you're going to do a mitzvah, even they need you in Eretz Israel, they need your millions that you're going to raise. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Shabbat, you cannot travel. However, some poskim don't agree with Magen Abraham. This is what Mishnah Berurah says.
That's because, so this is why. This is because you're traveling, or this is because you're not going to be, no, or you're not going to have like,
Onik, right.
you're not going to enjoy Shabbat.
No. Magen Abraham says, you took a boat on Monday. And this boat traveling the whole week nicely, not a problem. You're going to have enjoyment on Shabbat and everything. Says Magen Abraham, I don't care what you do. On Shabbat, you're not allowed to go on a boat. Ever. For any reason.
But you're already on the boat.
Be on the boat.
You cannot be on the boat that travels on Shabbat. That's
But you're on the boat.
You cannot travel.
But if you're on the boat on Friday and
You cannot travel, says.
But the boat goes.
But again, Magen Abraham says you can. That's it. If you know for a fact, this cruise is going to move on Shabbat, don't go on it. Finish. What's the question?
So you're saying 3 hours before, 3 days before, not 3 days.
Scrap all that. Scrap all the 3 days. On Sunday you went on the boat. According to Magen Abraham, it's
If it's traveled on
asur.
Shabbat, you can't go on it.
That's right.
But if you're already, the boat is already on the way, is riding on the Friday.
Doesn't matter. Says Magen Abraham, you can't finish. He's one of the
That's
machmirim.
Magen Avraham.
Yeah.
It's not the halacha.
Okay, but that's not halacha b'chlal, for sure. But he's bringing you the shitah. Let's see what
But
Mishnah
why would he
Berurah-
say that?
What do you mean? Why? He's telling you it's asur. What do you want? It's asur.
Yeah, but-
You're traveling. You're traveling on Shabbat. Well, you don't see it.
Is he talking about because the all-time boats of the time, where they didn't have the technology of today, where you
It
didn't have all
doesn't
the
matter
green-
what technology. You are traveling on Shabbat.
Yeah,
And that's
more
not allowed.
under the
Again,
bridge.
Tzaddik, what is your problem understanding the words?
Okay,
You're
that makes
traveling on Shabbat.
Okay.
It's not allowed.
Okay.
Says Magen Abraham. I don't understand what's the problem.
Okay.
The Rabbanim who says you're not traveling, like you say, it's a goyim. Give you a billion reasons. You're not traveling.
Okay.
Magen Abraham says,
Okay,
I don't
can-
care how you paint the picture.
You can travel.
Bottom line is traveling.
Yeah.
So it's asur.
Okay.
That's Magen Abraham. Let's see.
Yeah.
Look at number 4 in Ish Mazliach. והכף החיים כתב בשם רוב האחרונים לאסור. עין שם. כף החיים says also to prohibit what? Which scenario? לא יכול לפסוק עמו ושישבות ולא ילך, ויש מצדדים אפילו בשבת שרי לדבר מצווה. Yeah, כף החיים agrees with Magen Abraham also. Here's another posek. You cannot travel on Shabbat. Finish. That's kaf hachaim. Sephardi posek. Telling you right now also. Even for dvar mitzvah. You can't have you being traveled or moved, however you want to describe it. Halas.
I have a friend who traveled on Shabbat. He goes, the worst experience he ever had in his life.
Now, 1 second. Maran says it's allowed. You're allowed to travel on Shabbat,
For a mitzvah.
even for that mitzvah.
Even without a mitzvah.
Right. As long as you traveled 3 days before. And you told the captain to stop. He doesn't listen to you, it's his problem. That's what Maran. Sof kol sof, halacha is Maran. But Mishnah Berurah is going to bring you
Different comments.
different opinions, that it should not be taken so lightly. The only reason why we're learning all this is that listen, Habibi. The emet is most people love to learn. Just tell me, Rabbi, allowed or not allowed? This is not this class. Over here with this shiur that we're learning right now, we're learning to have more of elaboration, and we're not here chas v'shalom, people should take, to be mahmir on themselves. We're not here for that. We're just saying, you know what? Learn. Let's say if I tell you it's allowed, and I'll tell you, by the way, just tell the captain. Once you heard the word allowed, you don't care what I say after that. You don't care that I give you a condition, but make sure you tell the captain to stop on Shabbat.
I see what you mean.
Because it registered in your mind, it's allowed. So what do I
That's
care?
it. But then you got to go deep to understand why.
But since we're learning Mishnah Berurah and Halacha, more deeper in
Beautiful.
understanding, you will make sure you're going on Shabbat. You know you're going to travel on Shabbat. You go to the captain and say, Mister, here's another $100. Can you pull over?
Before Shabbat.
Yeah, I'll give. You know what? Here's $500, and if you want another $500, just to make sure you pull over on Shabbat, stay on the ocean on Shabbat, if it's not dangerous. If there's no,
Oh, so it means,
you're private guy.
if you stay on the ocean, there's no problem?
That's what we're telling. Yeah, Magen Avraham also has no problem with you.
So
Stay in the boat.
So the problem is that if he's
Traveling, moving.
So the boat stays there.
No problem at all. You give $500 before you board your room. You see the captain. How you doing, captain? I love you, man. You're the best, man. You talk to his language, and I mean the language I'm talking about. You give him nice bribe over there. You tell him, listen, Mr. El Capitanta, yeah. There's another $500 on Saturday night coming to you if you stop the boat. Yeah, $500. Well, it's possible. Yeah.
Zohar.
This is what it
He's
means.
even making the moves, you understand? So it's funny, that's why I'm laughing.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to stop you here. Okay. It's 30 minutes already. And hopefully we'll see today Rabbi at night, at the evening time. Anybody wants to join us in Rabbi Sharabani Shul? Mincha is 5:15 for foreseeable future. And right after Mincha Arvit, about 6 o'clock, we start the Halachot Mincha. Right now, the Mincha and Arvit. And B'ezrat Hashem also in the middle, between the Mincha and Arvit, sometimes the rabbi speaks there if he's there, some other people speak if possible. Sometimes they honor me to give Halachot Mitzvot Deoraita daily. I mentioned that also there. Baruch Adonai Olam Amen, Amen. Whoever needs to go to work, Lechu, go to work and make a lot of money without any problems, without any tzarot. Make only b'simcha and b'tuv levav.
Amen. Amen. Rabbi, you're the best.